Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that we're going to talk about tonight, I need every one of you to send this out. This is so detrimental to the gun control argument. It needs to go everywhere. Please help this message get out and like and subscribe, do all the things, because we need this message to go further. Because apparently, the murder rate in the United States is on a never-before-seen decline of 12.3% down from the prior year. Now, how could that be possible? Because we've been told the exact opposite. Everything is going to be linked in the description box below, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys think about this one. And like I said, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. We need to spread this out, and we distribute freedom daily on this channel. Let's get into this so I can get to the juicy goods, because this came from The Atlantic, leftist source. The murder rate is suddenly falling. The first 5 months of 2023 have produced an encouraging overall trend for the first time in years. I cannot wait to show you what Chris Murphy says about this one. Mr. Gun Control in the Senate? Oh, just wait. Because I've got I can't even set it up anymore. This is amazing. Murder is down about 12% year to date in more than 90 cities that have released data for 2023, compared with data as of the same date in 2022. It kind of flies in the face of what the gun controllers are telling the reason you need to take your rights, doesn't it? This is why we fight every single day. Let's continue. Big cities tend to slightly amplify the national trend. A 5% decline in murder rates in big cities would likely translate to a smaller decline nationally. But even so, the drop shown in the preliminary data is astonishing. Astonishing. Now, I'm sure some of you are out there thinking right now, and you're going to leave it in the comments field, what could have possibly happened over the last 2 years that would lead to that level of a decline in a murder rate when we saw a spike during the pandemic? What could it be? I got you. Check this out. So this is the first thing I'm going to show you from CNN, one of many that we covered. America is on a gun buying spree. Here's what is driving the surge. That was published June 4th, 2021, 2 years ago, almost to the date. So 2 years ago, we had a gun buying spree. In fact, 23 million guns were bought during that time, including females and minorities, more so than they ever have before, the largest buying groups. We covered it over and over and over again on this channel, and now, 2 years later, wouldn't you know it, there's a dramatic and astonishing decline, Atlantic's words, not mine, of 12.3% in the murder rate. Wonder what it could be. Now, keep in mind, they didn't pass any of their magical assault weapon bans, but that doesn't matter. We got to stick to the talking points. Here's Chris Murphy. Gun violence rates are falling quickly, and the author of this article speculates that the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act is partly responsible. Okay, do you guys happen to recall the videos, and please leave it down there, where we literally showed you Chris Murphy about 2 months ago saying it? Well, it takes time. In fact, the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act hasn't even been implemented yet. So there's no way to blame it on that. And now when his entire argument is blown out of the sky, now it's the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. Again, even though it hasn't been implemented. I continue. Let me show you how he's going to twist this. I want to expand on that argument in a couple tweets. Please hear me out and share. It's important. And he shares the exact same article. He goes on to explain why really, it's gun control that's doing this. It's nothing else, even though they didn't pass any gun control as they would like to, like the assault weapons ban, H.R. 8, 1446, none of those things. They passed the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, which is a slush fund to bribe states to get red flag laws, which, by the way, no one has used because they don't qualify. It's a big lie. It's a big con. But let me show you some other things here. And I'm getting a little amped because I love when their lies fall apart. Check this out. The United States may be experiencing one of the largest annual percent changes in murder ever recorded, according to my preliminary data. It is still early in the year and the trend could change over the second half of the year, but data from a sufficiently large sample of big cities have typically been a good predictor of the year-end national change in murder, even after only 5 months. Now, there's something else that I'm sure some of you are talking about and have said down there. What was it about that whole defunding the police thing they did for 2 years and then they suddenly reversed course? This is in The Atlantic. Let's continue because I'm just, you know what? I'm just happy to see all the lies fall apart. Quote, It is possible that police departments have returned to some of the proactive work that they were curtailed during the COVID pandemic and after George Floyd. Activities that may have inhibited some gun violence. You think? Jerry Ratcliffe, a criminal justice professor at Temple University in Philadelphia, told me. In Baltimore, for example, wait for it, a new effort to focus policing resources on the small subset of the population that is believed to be responsible for a disproportionate share of violence has produced promising initial results. So it has nothing to do with gun control, as Chris Murphy is trying to spin. It has to do with Americans bought Second Amendment items, or guns, at unprecedented levels. You had police who were no longer being defunded and all of a sudden refunded, and they were actually focusing on the subset of the population who, quote, disproportionately caused most of the crime. What are the odds? And all the while, for 2 years, we sat here on this channel and discussed every single day how these people were lying to you to take your Second Amendment rights to further their political agenda, and now it's crashing down. Excuse my ampness. I'm pretty psyched. Let's continue. I got one more thing for you, and this is a nice little cherry on top. Many cities have used federal COVID relief money to hire some more police officers, and there is some evidence, albeit preliminary, that adding police officers helps to reduce homicide, while also leading to more arrests for low-level offenses. This would be the time, back in the day when I was growing up, you get one of these. No kidding! We literally have an unprecedented drop in murder rates across the board because Americans adopted the Second Amendment. We started refunding police departments again, and they focused on actual criminals. What do you bet that it's going to be all because of the gun control, which, by the way, they never passed, and they're still trying to pass off as, look what we did, gun control's the answer. Assault weapons ban never worked. H.R. 8 with background checks never worked. 1446, universal background checks, never worked. And yet, we see the answers we've been saying this whole time. Let me know what you guys think. Please send this one out, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.